God, it's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Oh, bird up!
We're in the Lone Star State where coveys of wild quail detonate into action.
Oh, bird up! Birds up, birds up!
As we celebrate America's favorite game bird and learn about the conservation efforts underway to protect this elusive species for future generations. It's time to follow the pointers in pursuit of the nimble and beloved bobwhite quail on this Sporting Classics.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. How gorgeous was that?
Some adventures are found at the crossroads of epic and unforgettable, and they're best enjoyed with a close friend, a companion who cherishes the sporting life just as much as you do. It's someone who knows the magic contained in the simple phrase, opening day, and who understands that the words hunter and conservationist are one and the same, for we've been giving back for generations. And sharing the outdoors with someone who celebrates the history, the art, and the romance of this way of life makes for a friendship to last the ages. One where the sound of a snickering horse, the crackling of a mountain campfire, the whiff of gunpowder will transport you to that same stirring part of the soul. Welcome to Sporting Classics. That old trusted friend who shares your love of adventure and reminds you of the greatest days of your life.
Release the hounds.
Here we go.
Nice morning, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I think it was Aldo Leopold who described quail hunting as the grand opera of sport. And by that he meant it's a pageant.
Might be one right at this cedar tree here, Chris.
It's a pageant of moving parts.
Got a point? Yep, right here.
You've got your friends that you're talking with. You've got the dogs out front that are hunting that you're looking at.
Here we go. You ready, Chris? Heart thumping. Little heart pounding here, waiting for the explosion of the birds.
You've got the country that you're in and that you're observing, and it really is a pageant.
Oh, bird up! Birds up, birds up!
All right, that was a beautiful rise, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. How gorgeous was that? Well done, man. That was fantastic. What a beautiful point.
I call these quail prairie rockets.
Nope, another covey.
Birds up, birds up!
And when they explode in a covey rise and go in every single direction, you know, you really have to be able to focus on just being on one bird and pulling the trigger in a heck of a hurry because they are on fire when they come up.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, Steve.
Nice shooting, Steve-O.
Thank you.
Nice shot, Steve.
Redemption.
Good girl, Lucy. Yep, juvenile bird. You can see from the buffy tips on the primary coverts there. After that first molt, they'll shed those feathers and they'll come in a more uniform color. Here in Texas, we're in the bobwhite hunting capital of the world. I don't think there is another place in the country or on the planet that can match the quality and quantity of wild bobwhite quail on the landscape like Texas does.
So there's always been an interest by ranch owners in South Texas and West Texas to be able to create a better environment for quail habitat. And Rick Snipes has probably been at the forefront of doing that on his ranch here.
It's a stunning ranch. What Rick Snipes has done here is just absolutely incredible. The thing of it is there's so much fantastic cover here. The birds can be anywhere. So as we're coursing through this 6,000 acres, we're hitting the postage stamp piece of it is all, so.
Oh, bird up! Oh!
Hit a little hard.
That's what you call definitive.
Good girl, fetch it up, fetch it up.
She said, which piece?
Yeah.
It's just so rare that I hit him center punched, you know?
Yeah. Try to be a little more careful next time, would you?
It's a blue.
Is it a blue?
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? I can tell when it flushed.
It's blue. Also known as a scaled quail.
A lone scaled, huh?
Unfortunately, I think the breast meat's still good on that. I think it was just the bottom half that got taken out.
Dr. Ryan O'Shaughnessy is the executive director of the Rolling Plains Quail Research Foundation. He hails from Zimbabwe and now calls Texas home. Ryan and Joe Crafton, president of Rolling Plains Quail Foundation, invited my good friend Steve Lamboy and I to hunt quail at the famed Snipes Ranch in West Texas, and to see firsthand what their organization has accomplished. The spectacular habitat conditions at this ranch are a testament to the foundation founded by hunters who noticed a decline in the numbers of wild quail and then decided to take action. Over the years, millions of dollars in generous donations and auction bids have helped fund research to protect the beloved wild quail.
Your way, Todd, for $50,000. Give me that $10, please.
And I made my own contribution by donating an opportunity to hunt at my home in Brays Island with fellow residents, NASCAR legend Richard Childress and General Walt Boomer and myself. And the fruits of our labor can be seen in a state-of-the-art headquarters at the Rolling Plains Quail Research Ranch in the heart of Texas quail country. There is no other ranch in Texas dedicated solely to the study of wild quail.
Yep, point. God, that's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Be ready, gentlemen.
Looky here. Looks promising.
Lucy, heel.
There we go.
Is it two good misses?
Well,
It got up a little early.
a little early, didn't they? Boy, they just evaporate, don't they, those wild birds?
Oh man, they get out of town. They get out of town.
It's just gone in a puff.
Well, and then the first covey, you always have to remind yourself, pick out one bird.
Right.
Don't group shoot them.
Yeah.
You tell yourself that. It doesn't always work.
It's like good battle plans. They don't survive the first engagement with the enemy.
Yeah. What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a strategy until they get hit in the face.
Yeah, dogs on point. Both dogs are on point. About 80 yards.
It's another beautiful day at Snipes Ranch, once called the Augusta National of Quail Hunting. Snipes Ranch is named after famed Texas conservationist Rick Snipes, a lifelong quail hunter and recipient of the T. Boone Pickens Lifetime Sportsman Award, the most prestigious honor in the world of quail conservation. Rick hosted Steve and I a few years ago at the same ranch, and when we were invited back, well, it was an easy decision to return.
Whoa. Out. Nice.
Good shot, Chris.
Damn.
Nice, Chris.
The hunting conditions at the ranch are ideal, but quail hunts like this don't just happen by accident. These are the tangible results of hard work undertaken by an army of conservationists who fight to restore and maintain healthy habitat for the birds and hunters to enjoy. To win this fight, the right decisions need to be made, and at the top of the pyramid you'll find a team of scientists like Dr. Ron Kendall helping to set the course of quail management.
The dog?
I am a scientist, but I'm also a quail hunter. Since I've been in West Texas now close to 27 years, we see these significant boom and bust cycles in our wild quail. Of particular interest was the bust cycle of 2010 to the point where maybe 90 to 95% of our quail on given ranches were wiped out. And there had to be a reason for that. And that's what got me very interested in this concept of what is causing these boom and bust cycles.
Joe Crofton got together with Rick and started the Park City Quail Coalition. And that was the genesis of creating a fund to hire scientists to really study the issue.
Therefore, research pesticide questions, bacteria, viruses, environmental contaminants. When we looked at all of these potential threats and or risks to quail from these types of issues, the parasite hypothesis emerged to the top.
In particular, our biggest concern right now is eyeworms. We had one today that we shot on the hunt where we estimated just at a quick glance 6 or 7 worms in the eye.
And I would say there's about 7 or 8 worms on this eyelid. You can see that. And that obviously will help make it difficult to see predators, and it makes it difficult to find food.
And what I understand that I've learned here on this trip, actually, the infestation of eyeworms on the bobwhite population can happen in a very short window of time. And you can have 90% of the population of quail infested with it. So what they've done is through a great deal of research, they've come up with a medicated feed, okay, that has a treatment in it that will kill the eyeworm and not harm the quail.
So this feeder is what we're utilizing to deploy the Quail Guard medicated feed on the Snipes Ranch, and we're operating about 60 of these feeders, so about 1 per every 100 acres, and the birds feel very comfortable just coming in and utilizing them as they need them.
Snipes Ranch was the first test ranch. Several other ranches in the area have been testing it, and now what they're finding is they have quail.
And now that the FDA has approved the medicated quail feed, land managers in bobwhite country can take action against eye and intestinal worms, which are significantly impacting wild quail populations.
It's really cool as a scientist when the owner of the ranch is out fishing on his pond one day, called me on a cell phone, and he says, "Ron, I've never heard more quail calling out here." And I said, "You're hearing them because they're there."
The birds are there, and so are the conservationists, tirelessly working to preserve these precious quail. While Rick Snipes won the 2018 T. Boone Pickens Lifetime Sportsman Award, the 2021 recipient was Martin F. Wood, also known simply as Bubba to his friends. A prolific hunter, angler, world champion skeet shooter, and generous conservationist who played a huge role in the fight to save wild quail and other game species. Sadly, on this day in the field, we got a phone call with the unfortunate news of Bubba's passing. It gave our day in the field a somber tone, especially for his longtime friend, Joe Crafton.
And it's interesting that right at the time I got the phone call, we'd just come back from a big covey rise, and I had to think Bubba had something to do with that. And he's going to be missed by many, many people. So we miss you dearly, Bubba. Oh, bird up! Birds up, birds up!
Nice shot, Chris.
Good shot there.
Thank you, thank you. It's fun getting into these wild birds, man. They are just little rockets. It's just amazing. Could be the most perfect game bird in the world, the wild bobwhite quail. Especially when the covey comes up and they split all over the place. It's just fantastic. Perfect morning for it. Couldn't be better.
While Texas offers outstanding hunting for wild quail, the beloved game bird is celebrated across the Deep South. At Brays Island in South Carolina, General Walt Boomer and I enjoy spectacular hunting for bobwhite quail right in our own backyard.
There we go.
Hi.
There we go.
Chris, I could say I didn't mean to shoot your bird, but I did.
Here, come here. Here, come here. Here.
That's right, the day's young.
I know. Payback is hell, right?
Up.
What a glorious day in Brays Island, AKA Paradise. While my home turf of Brays Island offers world-class quail hunting, the true heart of bobwhite quail hunting can be found in southern Georgia, home to dozens of stunning and historic quail hunting properties, such as the award-winning Rio Piedra Plantation.
Bill?
Little rockets.
Whoa.
But they're no match for Winchester.
There it is.
I love watching these cockers. They have so much fun. They're so much fun to watch.
Good boy.
Good
Release.
stuff.
While Georgia is known as the quail hunting capital of the world, out west, the high desert of Arizona offers other species and conditions you won't find in the Deep South.
A huge covey! How
Wow.
was that?
Wow, is that spectacular.
Oh,
Good girl, Bella. Good girl, Bella. Come on. You don't see many coveys that size.
Oh, man. The trip hammer jig, man. Cardiac arrest on that. Wow.
Okay, give.
Beautiful. Polka dots all dressed up for the ball, aren't they? We're having a ball, I can tell you that. Traveling across America to pursue wild quail certainly has its perks. But all that travel can create havoc for your shotgun if it's bouncing around on the back of a truck or an airplane cargo hold. But my friend Steve Lamboy of Negrini Cases, well, he has a solution to that problem.
People don't realize quite often that this is a certified air travel case. What that means is that no matter where you travel with it, by air, this case will get your gun there safely, guaranteed. So that no matter how the case is dropped, how it is impacted, it's going to keep the internal product isolated and protected. So when you think about the Negrini case and you love the hand finishing, you love the luxury nature of it, understand too, it is one of the toughest cases that has ever been produced for handling guns.
It's easier to see what he has here, but there's just an ocean of ragweed.
It's perfect. Everything about it's perfect. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Oh, what a day.
It is a new day at Snipes Ranch, a place where the hunt is just the tip of the iceberg. And underneath the surface, there is something much bigger at play.
There it is.
I see him.
Come on up, Steve. I'm gonna go around
All right.
this bush. Huh.
Nice shot. Good job. Good shot, Chris.
Thanks. There it is. She's got it.
You know, it's really inspiring to look at other wildlife success stories. The North American conservation model is the envy of the world, and it works because people like the duck community have come together to ask for a duck stamp to pay for a fee that will help them raise more ducks. The turkey people have saved their own species. The deer people have done everything they can to do their own research and take control of their own destiny. And so what's great about sportsmen is they don't just sit on their hands and cry that they are victims. They actually take action. So when we started this conservation group, we were really amazed at how many people are quail hunters. And then we gave an organization together that really allowed them to do that. So we had this big night once a year. We started with $80,000 the first year, netted $2.8 million last year, thanks largely to the celebrity factor. And last year was Kevin Costner.
This is a room that individually and collectively could move mountains, but instead gather here to protect and provide for a small bird that we intend to hunt till our old legs give out.
The efforts in fundraising is paying off. And today we are seeing the fruits of their labor in the form of a handsome and vocal game bird.
Oh, right here.
Well, that last covey rise here on Snipes Ranch was kind of special because the birds were huddled up in a motte that was about 15 yards in diameter. I'm here, Chris. As Joe Crofton started to enter, the first burst of quail went up.
Birds up, birds up. Good shot there.
Well, I say it's the first burst because we didn't know there was going to be a second.
Birds up. More birds.
Good shot.
Well, I got one out of that. That was great. So I was very lucky when the second burst went up. I was able to get the 28 bore on one and had a successful hunt. But what a spectacular covey rise. How many birds were in there, Joe, do you think?
Oh, must have been 20.
Yeah.
I grew up hunting in southern Africa, big game and birds, but birds were always the species that captured my heart. To be able to assimilate into this history and this culture of quail and bird dogs and making friends while out in the field, it's truly, truly very, very special.
Yeah, I mean, we're a long ways away now.
Here you go, here you go. Here you go.
This is probably where birds should be.
Yeah.
He's holding real tight.
Birds up, birds up.
All right, bird down.
Good shot there.
Thank you, thank you.
As hunters and conservationists, we stand on the shoulders of giants. The model started with great men like Roosevelt, Muir, and Grinnell, and lives on through concerned landowners, generous benefactors, and tireless researchers.
I'll tell you what, your office is pretty nice here, man.
Yeah, this is a nice office.
This could be habit forming, especially at a place like Snipes Ranch.
As hunters, it's our responsibility to give back, to help preserve this sport and this lifestyle for future generations, so that others can walk through the fields of America to seek out this remarkable game bird that means so much to so many.